Is the United States building a new missile shield to defend its homeland? On January 27th, a presidential executive order made the construction of the Golden Dome system mandatory under President Trump's directive. Americans will now surround their vast country with an advanced missile defense system, just like Israel did. But this project will not only protect the United States, it will also shift global nuclear balances. Let's not waste time. Is Cold War 2.0 loading? More importantly, can Golden Dome even be built for a country as massive as the United States? If it is built, will it actually work? Or are we looking at a project doomed to collapse despite costing trillions of dollars? To answer these questions, we first need to look at what Golden Dome is and why it is being introduced now, based on publicly available sources. On January 27th, President Trump signed an executive order making it mandatory to develop a strong missile shield for the United States. Unless Congress or federal courts overturn this order, the system must be built by law. The truth is the United States has always had a project like this, but it was called Iron Dome. Some say renaming the Missile Defense Initiative to Golden Dome reflects the president's personal aesthetic preferences. But the name change could also symbolize the system's expanded scope and its ambitious technological goals. So what kind of system did the president want for the dome he turned from iron to gold? First, he made it mandatory for the system to detect hypersonic and ballistic missile threats. To achieve this, space-based sensors must be deployed quickly. For those who, like me, are not particularly interested in weapons, hypersonic missiles can reach speeds of 1.7 kilometers per second and maneuver within the atmosphere, making their flight paths unpredictable. Ballistic missiles, on the other hand, follow a predefined trajectory, leaving the atmosphere and then falling back due to gravity, making them easier to track. Catching a hypersonic missile is difficult, and intercepting these missiles in midair requires highly advanced technologies. Looking at the details in the president's executive order, we can see that he did not stop there. The fundamental requirements of this system include developing space-based interceptors capable of destroying missiles at launch, implementing electronic warfare and cyber defense systems, and establishing a secure supply chain involving allied nations. In short, expectations are extremely high. The executive order also references the successes of Israel's Iron Dome system. It is difficult to make a definitive judgment on how effective this system really is. But one undeniable fact remains: Israel is smaller than New Jersey, the smallest U.S. state. This raises the biggest question: how can a system designed to protect a small region be applied to a continent-sized country like the United States? Israel is about the size of New Jersey, while the United States spans over 9.8 million square kilometers. Defending such a vast area from missile threats is not possible with ground-based defenses alone. You don't need to be a missile expert to understand that this would require a highly coordinated network of radars, interceptors, and command control systems operating across air, sea, land, and space. Just a basic understanding of math is enough. The missile threats the United States faces make the situation even more complicated. While North Korea and Iran focus on traditional ballistic missiles, China and Russia have hypersonic glide vehicles and maneuverable reentry warheads capable of bypassing existing missile defense systems. But the cost of this massive project, its technological feasibility, and the disruption it could cause in global stability stand out as its biggest obstacles. In the 1980s, the Strategic Defense Initiative, widely known as the Star Wars program, aimed to create a national missile shield. Experts estimated that completing this initiative would require between $120 billion and $1 trillion. What's interesting is that this project not only influenced U.S. defense policies, but also shaped election outcomes. The Star Wars program, which played a key role in Ronald Reagan's presidential victory and had $30 billion invested, ultimately met its fate. What happened to this defense system? Declared technologically unfeasible and excessively costly, it was canceled in 1993 after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Could Golden Dome face the same fate? Or could 21st century advancements make this project possible? The answer actually lies in game theory. This aggressive move will lead to even more aggressive defense strategies, which in the long run could put this project in financial and technological trouble. Let's first examine the technological aspect. Or to be more realistic, whoever the enemy is, the moment they place a missile on the launch pad and press the button, What technologies must you have to neutralize this threat? Space-based hypersonic and ballistic tracking sensors must detect threats the moment they are launched. To achieve this, they require advanced infrared imaging and low-latency data transmission technologies. Does such a technology exist? On June 14, 2024, the U.S. Missile Defense Agency announced that during a test with the HTB-1 vehicle, it successfully detected and tracked a hypersonic missile for the first time. This confirms the existence of such a technology, at least in the testing phase. However, it is also clear that there is no fully operational product yet. In addition, space-based sensors combined with ground-based optical, infrared, and radar systems, which are essential for a shield like this, are also known to be under development. So, is there a completed system? At least based on what we can verify now. But because most of these projects operate under extreme secrecy, it is entirely possible that such a technology already exists. A system like this must make decisions extremely fast. That is why AI-powered analysis systems are an absolute necessity. These systems must classify incoming attacks within seconds and determine the fastest interception strategy using powerful and highly secure software. So who stands out in this field? IBM. The company's deep learning-based prediction algorithms and CM platforms, such as QRadar and Splunk, use AI and machine learning to detect anomalous behaviors and classify security incidents. Because successful tests in this area are classified, we could not obtain any direct information, but at the very least, we now know that such systems are already in commercial use. For such a defensive shield to function, it would also require powerful quantum computers capable of processing millions of variables within seconds. However, at this point, a quantum computer stable and effective enough for this task has yet to be developed. Additionally, a quantum-encrypted real-time communication network would be essential to ensure that defense systems remain completely secure against cyberattacks. Quantum key distribution, based on quantum entanglement, is expected to be the foundation of this system. For such a system to work successfully, it would need a real-time or near-real-time communication infrastructure. However, at this stage, these types of quantum communication systems still remain in laboratory environments. The truth is, we are just beginning to list the necessary technologies. For this shield to function with high effectiveness, it must integrate missile interception systems, counter-hypersonic weapons, directed energy laser systems, and electromagnetic railguns. To integrate these terrifying weapons into a defensive dome, advancements in high-power fiber lasers, plasma guidance systems, and superconducting electromagnetic launch technologies would also be necessary. Simply put, this technology is still experimental. Even if all of this is achieved, a defensive shield only exists as long as it can detect threats. The core strength of the dome lies in its ability to detect. If you do not have a quantum radar system that is resistant to stealth technology, highly precise, and capable of detecting hidden threats, then in reality, you do not have a dome at all. And most importantly, these systems, most of which are still in the experimental phase, must operate in perfect synchronization. Whether these developments can actually be achieved or how long it would take remains an open question. I'll leave that debate to you in the comments. The newly proposed Golden Dome project still faces uncertainty in terms of how it will overcome the technological challenges we just described and how it will balance cost-effectiveness. A 2024 study published in Defense and Peace Economics estimated that developing a multi-layered missile defense system with a 50% interception success rate would require between $430 billion and $5.3 trillion. It seems that this report has caught the attention of the U.S. Secretary of Defense, as the Pentagon has already requested a $50 billion budget cut for this year alone. The study also found that for a large-scale U.S. missile defense system to achieve even a moderate level of effectiveness, the United States would need to spend an estimated 70 times more than the cost of an intercontinental ballistic missile developed by its adversaries. In other words, even if Golden Dome successfully intercepts all incoming missiles, a rival nation could still economically cripple the United States simply through cost asymmetry. Beyond the financial and technological obstacles, the Golden Dome initiative also raises serious legal and geopolitical concerns, particularly regarding the militarization of space. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty explicitly prohibits the placement of nuclear weapons or other weapons of mass destruction in space. However, this treaty does not explicitly ban conventional missile defense systems or space-based interceptors. Given the past approach of Trump and his administration, it does not take a prophet to predict that they would not hesitate to bypass such agreements. Since World War II, the United States has guaranteed the defense of its homeland by maintaining global military dominance and projecting power worldwide. The core strategy has always been to deter threats before they ever reach U.S. soil. This approach included forward-deployed forces, strategic alliances, and missile defense systems designed to prevent limited attacks from states like North Korea or Iran. However, when facing peer adversaries like Russia and China, the United States relied on the doctrine of mutual assured destruction rather than attempting to build an impenetrable missile shield. The MAD doctrine is based on the simple principle that two nuclear powers will not attack each other because both sides are guaranteed to be completely annihilated. So far, every scenario predicted by this doctrine has played out exactly as expected, and nuclear deterrence remains one of the core pillars of U.S. security strategy. In a balance based on mutual inability to attack, if one side builds an overwhelmingly powerful shield, it risks breaking that balance and shifting the entire paradigm. Because Russia and China possess large missile stockpiles equipped with hypersonic weapons and nuclear warheads, the United States has never pursued the development of a missile defense system capable of completely neutralizing a large-scale strategic attack. Instead, it relied on mutual assured destruction, under the assumption that the threat of overwhelming retaliation would deter the first strike. Realistically, if there is no rational alternative, then this is the only logical path. Rather than spending trillions of dollars on a defense system with uncertain effectiveness, the United States has preferred a deterrence mechanism based on the principle of not attacking at zero cost. Science enthusiasts, the balance of the world is shifting. We hope we are wrong in predicting that Cold War 2.0 is loading. See you in the next video.